Well, I think this is the first time that I've seen it, but it looks like the dolphin were mating right alongside our boat. I know she's sexy, so I must have turned them on. But they're still around. Unfortunately, like always, the battery goes dead just in the midst of you trying to record something.
I dream of sailing. You know I always dream of sailing. Take me far away, sailing. You know I always dream of sailing. Freedom of the seas, my love. Dancing on the waves toward places we don't know. Loving life Madonna style and steady as we go. I dream of sailing.
Well, guys, last week I made an announcement on Facebook, and now I want to share it with you guys. And it's not something that's going to start right away. I was hoping to get it started in 3 weeks' time, but there's a little hold up on what I need to get started. It's on back order. I ordered myself a wood lathe, and I'm going to start doing some wood turning aboard iDos. Now, some of you are wondering, where in the world, and I've been asked that question, are you going to turn? And we'll go over those options and what we decided on. Well, anyway, back to what we have ordered to come into the boat. When we initially bought the boat, we initially thought of this idea. We wanted to set up a workshop in the boat. After quite some time and debating and doing a few things, a lot of thought had to come into play as to where we were going to set it up. And it's not only the matter of the where, it's how do we deal with the dust, the shavings. And you know, it's a wood shop. It will create somewhat of a mess no matter where I set it up. At one time, I actually considered this back here, setting up some sort of a bench that would be temporary, coming out from this back over here, the lathe over here, and the shavings built up. Drawback, and why I decided against it, is this anti-skid that you see here, which is a mess right now, even with love bugs. But everything gets embedded on this, and it just does not come off. We sweep, we've tried power washing, and really it's not doable to do it anywhere on a top deck. So this idea, even though I would put an enclosure here for when I would be working and isolate it, it's not going to work for that, just because of that. Going through the boat, initially I had considered doing it in one of the cabins and converting it into a workshop. Then I would look down here and say, oh my God, this is the perfect area. It really is not a berth, it's not taking anything. Set up the lathe right here, and voila, go to town. Well, again, mess. I would have to protect all of this, come around here, enclose this so the dust would not go any further back. This side I could close the door, but basically I would have to wrap myself up in this area right here. Drawback is that once I went through all that work to cover all this up, almost would not want me to do any wood turning by that time. And then when I would be done, I would be forced to tuck everything away and make it presentable, because this is the central area of the boat. So if I had some company and I had the lathe set up over here, that means strip it all down, get rid of the lathe, put it away somewhere, and make this livable again, and no sign that a workshop would ever be in here. I considered one of these berths and closing it off over here, putting the lathe on this desk type. Actually, I considered the one on the opposite side, not this side. And again, it would be that situation. Yes, I could close the door. This would be off to anybody that would come in. Like I said, not this one, the one on the other side. It's mirror of this, except it doesn't have the shower. So it having a closet over there would make it ideal. I considered making the workshop in the closet itself. Way too small, way too confined. I would not be able to fit the lathe in there, be able to work, and to be able to sharpen up my tools and all that stuff. So this front area is out of the question. Initially, when I started thinking about it a little bit more, even though I hate to do it, to lose, because I hate the idea of losing a berth, but I've set up where I brought all my tools to this particular berth. So this berth right here pretty much is storage with all my tools. Right now I got this compartment opened up, and I do need accessibility to this on a regular basis. So the idea is I will modify this slightly, trim this down so the lathe can sit a little bit lower. This is way too high. Set up the lathe over here. The lid that goes here is a one piece, but I'm think that I will cut it in half right over here, put a hinge on it, so when I do need to open this up, I can flap it back, whether if the lathe is still here or not. I will try to see if I can work it that way, where I can access this without any problem. And as far as turning, I will just drape a piece of plastic from there around and protect all of this, and over here I should be pretty good as far as making this room my workshop. As you can see, it's already somewhat there. It's got a lot of my tools, even though I do have the AC unit over there. I have the charger on this side for the solar panels, which will take, this will be having another one soon. The AC controller is over here, but this stays closed up, and I think that should be protected. And the breather, the filter, is from the opposite side of this room. So this room right here is my workshop. The lathe, like I said, will be set up right over here. Of course, this will be closed. If I need accessibility to that, whether if I flap it this way, it won't be that way. Be able to flap it up in half. Like I said, cut that lid in half, put two heavy-duty hinges, and I'll be able to pull this up, open it, if I have to work on the engine ever. Oil changes, thing of that sort. My inverter charger is right here, the new one. The old one is still down there. This is really stuff that I really don't have to get to very often. So this is the excitement, is I finally decided on what and where the workshop is going to be, and I think that will make it a pretty good workshop. Won't be as big as the one I had in my home, but then again, we're on the boat, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me on what I turn. Correct, hon?
Yeah, a lot of toothpicks.
A lot of toothpicks, Shadow says.
You'll have plenty of room for those.
The lathe I ordered is a Nova not the Comet, but the DR14, which means that I'll be able to swing up to a 14-inch max bowl. And that will be okay for this sort of a situation. The drawback from what I had before, which I could turn 18 inches, you think of it, oh, it's not that much more. The big difference is weight. The other lathe weighed about 300 pounds, which is not a heavy duty lathe, but still weighed about 300 pounds. And this one weighs 99 pounds. So big difference on what I will be able to turn and how fast it will go. Actually, I've never turned on a small lathe. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully I maintain the rebel image that came from my wood shop in Venice. Stick around, guys. A lot of exciting things happening aboard iDos.
Oh, I didn't know you had that towards me. So sorry. If you guys like this episode, give us a thumbs up and hit that bell so you can get notifications on a new video. Also, leave comments below because he lives on comments. We love reading what people have to say and we'll try to get back to all of them. Thank you.